Okay, hold it at the top. You get that external rotation as if you're going to rotate your armpit toward the ceiling. Pull the belt very taut. You maintain that as you bring this all the way down. Keep that external rotation. And now a little more movement again, really maintaining the external rotation, even when you go forward, especially when you go backwards. Okay, release that, drop the strap. So these are just, oh, Laura Lee, thank you for the reminder. I totally forgot about that. I gotta undo my strap here first, though.
I was seeing if I could remember it.
Yeah. So I have a nice long strap, and now this one will actually go up and around. A little tricky with the wall here. It's just moving the arm in its full range of inside the socket. Okay, then we'll go the other direction. Left arm up and right arm around. Alrighty. Clasp your elbows over your head. So the upper arms are a little behind the ears, if possible. If that's difficult with that shoulder, Larry, just clasp the forearm as close to the elbow as possible, or even hold the wrists, whatever is good for your shoulder. Then extend the arms to Urdhva Hasta, or Urdhva Namaskar, if you can interlock the fingers. Urdhva Namaskar. The arms are staying back, behind the ears. Okay, bring the arms down. A little swim team shake out. Anybody on the swim team? No. Downward facing dog.
Swimmers, take your mark.
From the outer wrist to the outer shoulder blade, grip inward to the bone, but keep spreading the shoulder blades away from the neck. Wrist to outer shoulder blade, where the lats are, latissimus dorsi, if you want to look that up later, you can. Skin to the bone, but shoulder blades wide. As you extend out of the arms, lengthen the thoracic spine, connected to the base of the skull. So it's only the outer periphery of the body that's moving up, from the armpit through the hips and the groin. The spinal column is extending from the tip of the coccyx to the base of the skull. lift the chin up slightly, untuck the chin, keep that extension out of the armpit, bring the head to a neutral position, not up, not down. Okay, bend the knees and come down. Eventually the head may come to the floor in this pose, like I'm demonstrating here. But I don't want to sag into my lumbar, so I have to extend back from my hips, my outer hips. So the upper body ends up in a back bend, huh? Hard to demonstrate that on Zoom. Pick your happy chair. So have a mat on the chair and a block on the mat. Okay, legs go to Dandasana. You scooch the hips a little forward. You don't have to be vertical. Take the arms up and over to the back of the chair. If you can't get the back of the chair, move a belt. Oops, here, bud. Loop a belt around the chair that way. Elbows in now, Lauralee. Good. James, yeah. Ground the thighs. Then, if you can, walk your hands down toward the seat of the chair. Keep widening the shoulder blades and rotating the outer arm forward. The inner arm, though, head of the humerus, descend it. Move it down into the socket. Ground the thighs and dome the chest. So if you can't hold the back of the chair, just hold the strap. Walk your arms as far down as you can, and maybe you'll get to the back of the chair, or maybe you won't. Okay. All right, extend the arms up and over, and come out of that pose. Okay, we're going to take pinchmayarasana. So I hold the block between my palms. I don't put my hands on the floor because I have a little impingement in my right deltoid here on the shoulder. And if I do this pose with my palms flat, I really can't get up into the pose. So I hold the block this way because that externally rotates and opens up that place where I tend to get caught. There. And the block and the strap are basically to keep the forearms parallel with one another. So you don't end up into this triangle type position. So go near a wall and have the strap just a little below the elbow. Press the forearm into the floor, or hold the block, and essentially do dog pose, extending up and out in the arms. Walk in as far as you can, as long as the shoulders don't go farther than the elbows. Walk up to walk in. Okay? Go ahead. So you're getting your hips, your center of gravity, as close to the arms as possible. And then those of you who can, go ahead and kick up into the toes. If you're not, then you can just keep working on the base. Another way to do this, Larry, is to just walk your feet up the wall. Or just work on the base position. If you don't go up, you don't go up. Now tuck more, Nicole. Come on, hips up. Try to move the upper chest forward and up, not so much from your butt, your belly. Upper chest. There you go, better. Those of you who can balance, feel free to take the balance. Larry, walk back a little bit. Don't let your shoulders go past your elbows. Now, lift, have a sense of lifting off the arms to stretch back, everybody. Come down, take a break, do a couple repetitions. If you can stay a long time, that's nice. But, there you go, Laura. All right. Okay, all right. Come out of the pose gracefully, no thudasana. Great. Okay. How to show the next variation. So I have my chair at the wall. And I go up in the head balance. Bend my knees, drop over, walk my feet to the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. I might have to turn this sideways so you can see. So the initial stage is just to take head balance. Then the feet go to the wall. Walk down toward the back of the chair if you can. Some of you will get that low, some of you won't. Some of you might go to the seat of the chair. So we'll play with that for a little bit. All right? Okay, so first of all,
Wow.
just go up to
Where's the
basic
chair?
headstand. Larry, go ahead and use your headstander. If you have to, that's fine. Okay. So you don't have to be right up against the chair. You can be. Okay. Then bend the knees. Reach the legs toward the wall. Wait there. Lift out of the shoulders again. Tuck. Walk down toward the back of the chair. Tuck and look up again. If you're really close to the chair, it's a much tighter circle, so it might be hard to walk the feet down lower than that. Nice. Shins in. Now lift more from the hips, Nicole. Even if the heels don't get all the way down. Okay, knees in a little, Betsy. Ah. Okay, then walk back up the wall and kick over and come down. Okay, that might have been a fluke, so I want you to do one more. Maybe you got lucky. Just kidding. Okay, gotta move a few things here. However low you can walk your feet, lift up and slightly come toward the forehead, the front of the hairline, and then lift out of the armpit just even more. Tuck strongly from the sit bones. And then walk up and kick over and come out. Okay. Okay, not bad for old people. Oh, sorry, Jake. I should include Nicole in that. Younger demographic. Okay. Yeah, good, Larry, good. Now elbows in. And here's a very advanced instruction. Butt up. Okay. Good, Larry, good. Kick up and come out now. You're all sending Larry happy, supportive thoughts, right? All right. Yeah, that's a good one, Laura Lee. Woo, jazz hands. Okay. All right. But guess what?
There's more.
There's more. So the next stage, of course, there's all sorts of incredible things you can do with wall ropes, but Unfortunately, I don't have any at home. So I'm going to move the chair out of the way. Show again what I'm up to here. So I take a bolster. Probably 2 bolsters. So I'm a little bit away. So the tough part here is you're away from the wall. But if you can do freestanding, you go up, you go to the wall. So basically what you're doing is seeing if you can walk down much farther toward Viparita Dandasana. Now, if you couldn't get to the chair, this variation isn't going to work for you, obviously. It might if you move a little further away from the wall. But what you were doing, Larry, was just right for you. So you could repeat that. So see if you can set up a stack here. Go up, drop over, walk down. You need a little distance from the wall. Now, I can't demonstrate the next variation, but Betsy, if you can, release the hands, go to Urdhva Dhanurasana, and then walk up and kick over. Can you get up?
I can't.
You might be in too tight.
Yeah.
Or just kick over from Viparita Dandasana, that's fine. Good, Rory, yeah. Remember these? Yeah. Still nice to keep in touch. Now, Nicole, I'm wondering, can you push up into Urdhva Dhanurasana from there? Maybe you're in too tight, but walk the hands out a little maybe. Push up into Urdhva Dhanurasana.
I can't.
Use your legs. Or maybe not. Or, so now, okay, you're in tripod head down. Okay, well, you gave it a shot. So walk up and kick over. Come out of the pose. Good, Larry, good. Then, if it's easy for you to kick over, see if you can kick over pushing off with the odd leg, rather than the default leg, the one you did without even thinking about it.
Oh,
So
no, I
try
can't
one
do
more.
it.
And when you come out, and the other thing also, walking down the wall, you'll tend to walk down with the same leg each time. So see if you can switch that. Work with the odd leg to walk down and kick over in this last cycle. So, which leg would you instinctively walk down with? See if you can walk down with the other one. And then which leg would you instinctively walk up and kick over with? See if you can kick over with the odd leg. The more you walk down, the more you have to tuck. And you should come down light as a feather. Theoretically. No Tadasana. You gotta give up. Okay. somewhat exhilarating, right? A little exhilarating. It's very nice, yeah. Like Mr. Iyengar said, back bends are exhilarating, which is nice, but they should never make you feel kind of rattled, sort of jangly. That means you're not breathing enough, not breathing well enough. Okay, that's enough of that for now. All right. So another thing to work on, so I mentioned this, but when you're doing your back bend practice and you're working on this, see if you can, push up into Urdhva Dhanurasana from that position and then walk up and kick over. Mm-hmm. It's a way to pass the time. Right? That's all this is, right? It's a way to pass the time while we exist. I think we exist. I think, therefore I am. That's not the right formulation. I am, therefore I think. Even Descartes realized that near the end of his life. I don't know if you know that. He got it backwards. Okay. Supta Virasana next. Actually, maybe I'm not being a good Zoom yoga teacher. I should have you type in questions or any questions? Because when we do these poses live, often you'll stand around while I work with one or two individuals. Oh well. So, take a nice Supta Virasana. Okay, then come up out of Supta Virasana. So feel another variation of back bend here. So I have a belt. I put it around the front leg of the chair here. And then I put a little padding over the back rung by placing a blanket. Then I take a blanket and I roll it up. Okay, did everybody catch that? I'll show it again. So there's a blanket over the back edge, and then there's a blanket roll. It's going to go at the top of your sacrum where it meets the lumbar spine. Okay. Step through and I hook my ankles over the back rung of the chair. Okay. I have to scooch my hips way back, and the blanket roll should be just above the rim of the pelvis, supporting the lumbar, and I dome back. And then I start with my arms inside the chair. Then eventually the arms come over and find the strap, and I walk my hands in towards Kapodasana. Bring the shins as deep into the back rung of the chair as you can. And just start by holding the chair, doming back, grounding the shin. Okay, see how we're doing. You might have to adjust the blanket roll of it. So, scoot your hips way to the back seat of the seat of the chair and have the blanket roll just at the top of the sacrum. A little lower with the blanket roll there. Okay, dome back like you do regular back bend in the chair. Just wait. Start with the arms under the seat of the chair inside like we normally do. Wait there. Press the shin bones. Dome the chest. You can even grab your shin bones if you want, like a bow pose, or your ankles. Now let's go to the next stage, if you can. The arms come over the head and find the strap. That's the fun part. And roll the elbows in and walk the hands in as close to a head balance position. If some of you have the range, feel free to walk in and grab the front legs of the chair. What I do is I just make a fist and I press down and then I sharply lift in the shoulder blades. You can keep the strap long if you need to. Press the shins again, tuck more. Wait a bit. Elbows in, Mark. Yep. Head of the humerus into the socket. Don't push it toward the armpit. Okay. Yeah, Betsy, Nicole, both of you are very close to being able to grab the legs of the chair. The belt can help you find that. Or if you're at your limit, you're at your limit. Whatever. There you go, Betsy. Okay. All right. Release the arms, take them up, get a little momentum. Breathe as you dome up. Arch the back. All right, step out of the chair. Okay. Now, you probably don't have this prop, but I encourage you to get a bar stool. You know? And then you can put either I put a mat, I put a bolster, go sideways here. It's a really great prop. Bending the knees, doming back, grabbing the legs of the bar stool. And then you can add all sorts of belts and things to the crossbars. Ta-da! So I highly recommend a bar stool as a prop. Okay. If there wasn't this pandemic, you'd be out hanging out on bar stools anyway. Oh, maybe not. Okay, time for shoulder stand. If you do get a bar stool, there's all sorts of wonderful things online you can see on how to use it.
Right.
Of course, if you have wall robes, you can do wonderful back bends in wall robes as well. Oh, sarvangasana. Yeah, okay. Just sarvangasana. Hey! Is that a bar stool, James? Wow. Have you used one like that? Well, give it a try someday. Yeah. So when you ground your upper arms, have your forearms extend up to press into the back rather than letting the weight push the forearms down towards your elbows. And then engage your inner back muscles and tuck the middle buttock very strongly. Move the tailbone deep in and deliberately use the arms. Take the legs farther back than your shoulder joints. Take the shins farther back. You may not be able to hold it, but extend the front of the legs, tailbone up and in. It's like you're almost cantilevering slightly. Lift the inner chest as you engage the inner back muscles, so you're lifting off your neck and your throat. So the resiliency and suppleness you get from the back bends can be fed into your sarvangasana, rather than just feel like you're sitting on your neck. Now bend your knees. Keep your feet very strong. Keep the knees pointing to the ceiling. Very strong dorsiflexion of the feet. Again, move the inner back body, hips up. Take the knees farther back. Pull the heels in close to the buttocks and backs of the thighs. And extend the groins and take the knees back. And then extend the lower legs again. Back to full extension. Now, if some of you have the wrist and back flexibility to drop over into setubanda, you can drop back. Otherwise, come down and, go to halasana. So, if you need to slide your hands towards your pelvis to try and drop over into bridge pose, if you know your wrists won't handle that, that's cool. But, so Betsy, kick back up, walk in, kick back up. And you can drop over one leg at a time, like we did in headstand at the wall. Arch the back. The other leg coming toward half halasana can be used as a counter stretch. There you go, Nicole. Yeah. Yeah. Good. So try dropping over one more time, Beth. And then Nicole, see if you can walk in and then kick up and over back into shoulder stand. Give a nice push off. There you go. Yeah, it looks like you actually practiced that. If that's not in your wheelhouse, that's okay. Okay, take your strap off, roll down. So Betsy, go back up and over again. And just wait there. Alrighty, roll to the side, come up. Okay, let me show one other version here. I'm just setting up some shoulder stand blankets here. So if you can't drop back to setubanda, there's a great series of sequential photographs in Light on Yoga of him dropping over into bridge pose. But I used to love doing that. I have some arthritis in my right wrist. I can't do that. So I do a lot of supported back bends and a lot of supported stuff. So sue me. Take it to the Supreme Court. You can protest my fraudulent poses. Massive fraud being perpetrated here. So I put my strap on my elbows, just like regular sarvangasana. And then I can go over to the wall. Sometimes I hold the mat, kicking back, going up, dropping over, and often from here you might be able to step into the pose. So, in these dark, long winter nights, as you're cooped up in this pandemic world of ours, there's some fun things you can do. If you can't drop over, use a wall. The other alternative is to just quit your practice, go in the kitchen, make some chai, and read a holy book. Or better yet, sit around and do nothing. I bet you can. Hard to do. All right. Okay. All right. Head supported. Oh, just take janu sirsasana. No head support. Are any of you taking the classes with Abhijata these days? Cool. I bet they're good. Okay, just take, now, we've just done a bunch of back bends, okay? So, gradually work your way into your first janu sirsasana, all right? Go slowly. Don't try to push from the back body. Lengthen the side body, lengthen the front body. Stop, wait, breathe. Don't get aggressive. And inhale, breath, come up, change sides. Take a head supported, I do want you to take head support now. Head supported pascimotanasana. Unless your head goes down easily. Okay? Some form of head support. And inhale, breath come up. Okay. So, may I have your attention, please? I have a block here. This is for head support. I take a belt. And belt, I want to adjust the strap so that, the tail of the strap is accessible to me. So the belt goes behind my knees, and I need to make it a little longer here. My knees are bent to the chest, and then it comes into the traps at the top of the shoulders. And I cinch it up a little bit, so it's giving me a little bit of a traction. You have to play with it a little, so the torso is basically in Shavasana. But you're getting a little bit of a traction in your low back. Have enough height so the head does not tilt backwards. You don't have to keep the knees together, they can be a little apart.
What's going on with my belt?
Right there, the traps, so they come off the back of the side of the neck. The neck should feel very comfortable. So there's a little bit of light pressure into the belt from the back of the thigh. Just a tiny bit. Keeping the side neck long, throat relaxed. And slip the belt off the neck. And go to Shavasana. Let go, let loose everywhere. Knowing the body, knowing the breath, just as they are, letting go of the effort of dynamic practice. By allowing the breath and body and energy to flow as it will. No restrictions, no blockages. Fully present with it, and let it be just the way they are. Staying with just the raw data of that experience. Now creating a story about it. Dedicate the merit gathered through this practice to happiness, welfare, freedom for all beings everywhere. Om
Pranamada, Pranamada, Pranasya, Pranamadaya, Nayavashishite. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om, Shri Guru Namaha. Hari Om.
Thank you, thank you. Happy 5th night of Hanukkah. Yep, we're over halfway. Our house still smells like latkes. Jewish hash browns.